Are white guilt and black anger genuine emotions, or have they become political tools? That's the uncomfortable question many people avoid. On one side, guilt. On the other side, anger. Both are powerful emotional states, and powerful emotions are rarely ignored in politics. White guilt often emerges in conversations about history, privilege, and inequality. It can produce empathy, reflection, and calls for reform, but it can also create defensiveness or performative activism. Sometimes it motivates change. Other times it becomes symbolic rather than structural. Black anger, meanwhile, is often rooted in lived experience. Frustration over inequality, injustice, and systemic barriers is real. Anger can fuel movements and demand accountability. It can bring attention to ignored problems, but anger can also be framed strategically by others. Politics understands emotion better than logic. Fear mobilizes voters, hope energizes movements, and guilt and anger, they can mobilize entire demographics. When white guilt becomes widespread, policies gain moral urgency. When black anger becomes visible, pressure intensifies. Politicians may amplify these emotions to gain support. Media outlets may spotlight the most extreme expressions. Outrage generates engagement, and engagement generates power. But who benefits most from emotional polarization? Campaign strategists thrive on division. News cycles feed on conflict. Social media algorithms reward intensity. Moderation rarely goes viral. Some argue white guilt is exploited to push policy agendas. Others argue black anger is amplified to sustain identity politics. Both claims circulate heavily online. Both spark defensive reactions. Both deepen suspicion between groups. Psychologically, guilt seeks relief. Anger seeks justice or recognition. If leaders offer themselves as the solution, emotional loyalty can follow. That loyalty often translates into votes, donations, and influence. The danger comes when emotions replace analysis, when guilt becomes self-condemnation instead of constructive reform, when anger becomes permanent hostility instead of focused advocacy. Polarization benefits those who profit from division. It rarely benefits everyday people. At the same time, dismissing these emotions entirely is also unfair. Historical realities and present inequalities are not imaginary. Experiences differ across communities. Pain and frustration do not appear from nowhere. The question is not whether the emotions exist, but how they're used. Some leaders calm emotions and seek common ground. Others inflame them to solidify their base. Emotional extremes create loyalty. Loyalty creates power. Power creates influence over the narrative. So are white guilt and black anger being politically exploited? Perhaps the deeper question is this: are we aware when our emotions are being activated? And who gains when we react instead of reflect? That awareness may matter more than taking sides.